let's move to Goodison Park. Everybody was waiting for Ole to be fired, and this was as a result of losing to Arsenal and then losing in Turkey at the Champions League football. But against all odds, Ole went to Everton and they performed and they came back at Old Trafford with the maximum 3 points. Giddy, I think you had predicted a win for United, and it turned out to be a win for United. So, is it that Ole knows when things are thick, and he knows how to play with the cards right? Because every time when United fans are calling, in fact, I understand that Ed Woodward had already contacted Pochettino, but all of a sudden now Ole goes and gets the maximum points, and you can't sack him. He's now performing. So, what do you have to say, Gidi, about Ole's performance over the weekend?
Predict on objectively, you are able to see really what is really happening. You are able to look at the various trends that are there, and we have seen Ole when is under pressure, he tends to make the right decision. He tends to give in that squad. First call that Pogba. Not that Pogba is not a world-class player, but Pogba has costed them quite a number of goals. At Old Trafford, he cost them the win basically, or rather for them to drop points because of giving away the penalty. We saw him against Spurs. We have seen him even against Brighton. So that was the first call to the right kind of players. And then probably I can use Pogba when I'm required to do that. And you could see that the ball to try and kill the game, to try and manage the game, he brought in Pogba to do that job, which he did quite perfectly. So for me, I think it was very easy for people to predict an Everton win or an upset here and there. But you could see the trends. These two teams are coming in from poor results, and then you are seeing pressure. You could see between Ancelotti and Ole really, who is really under pressure, who wants it more. Of course, Ancelotti's team has not been consistent from when they drew against Liverpool. So they were in for the taking. And sometimes when a team like Everton is playing a United or another big team, for you to get the correct prediction, you look at the team with the best quality players, because when those players click, then they are going to win the game. And if I was to analyze the game was simple, really. Maintain a proper back four, have Fred and McTominay try to protect the defense, then have the likes of Fernandez doing what he does best, spraying balls to the likes of Rashford and and Martial with freedom, and you could see they had very many chances. Were they not that they were wasteful? They could have done a good job in that game. So that is what Ole is about. When you think he's dead, when you think you have taken guys to we call it you have bought already the coffin, you are going to bury him and he's done. That's when he'll show the best. And I think even right now he will pull some more good results before the other slump comes in. For Manchester United with Ole, the problem is this: they are consistently inconsistent. They will pull good runs. At least for them, they won't like lose three or anything like that. They will lose one and draw, win three, lose one, win three, lose two, things like that. They will not. And at some point, when like last season, they when now it matters most, and Ole knows here, my target is top four. They will pull 6 or 7 wins in a row. So that is Manchester United for you. So that was the game perfectly, which I knew for sure they were going to win, and they called for their best players. I think that game, Bruno Fernandes was just fantastic. He was unplayable, basically. He was a leader. You could see he went in for tackles. He went in for goals. You remember that fantastic header. You remember that the goal that Rashford was trying to say he scored with his finest of hair somewhere there. So, and it was a proper goal. So for me, that is what you want your team to do. So I think for United, they have all the solutions. It's just for them to go out there and express themselves, because this league, to be honest, is quite open for teams like that. And I don't see why, honestly, with the quality that United have, I don't see why they 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 will not they can't challenge. I honestly don't see why.
Let me go to Carissa. Carissa, what do you have to take about that United performance over the weekend?
Well, I also predicted the Manchester win, if you recall, and it was obvious that I think Manchester had to bounce back. One thing that stood for me in the particular game is the fact that when you have very good a team like of Manchester United, they have very good players. You just need to refreshen them. If sometimes you get a bad result and you take off. I remember I think Bruno was taken off against Manchester. You just need to tell everybody that you're not indispensable, and therefore give that sort of competition in the team and freshness in the team. And you just have to motivate them. I was not expecting Manchester to do badly about that particular match against Everton. Everton have not had a very good run as well. But the fact that he was able to bring in players who are hungry to get a result, that for me really stood out. I've said I think Manchester has very good players. You just need to get it right each and every game. So in terms of tactics, they got it right. In terms of fielding the players, they got it right. In terms of formation, I mean, they were top of the game, and they took the chances. I mean, football is about taking your chances, and motivate each and every player that you give a chance. So I think for me, it was kind of given that Manchester would get the 3 points.
SP Cavani was on the score sheet. A great performance from United. What do you have to take about performance, especially at this point when people are saying Ole, Ole, Ole out, Ole must go, Ole sacked, and then all of a sudden he pulls a nice one, 3 goals away from home, and considering that Everton are playing so well of late, what do you have to take about it?
Well, Steve, I'm here just wondering, can the Premier League just allow us to play all our games away from home? Because our form away from home is fantastic. We'd be top of the table if we played all our games away from home. But going back to the game, I think it was like Giddy and Carissa have said, when Ole is on the spot, when the spotlight is on him, then he tends to perform. We've said many times, it's like this guy has 9 lives. He's like a cat. He's gone beyond his 9. I don't know now. He's like on the 17th life or something. Big calls. He made a big call in dropping Pogba. Uh, but in dropping Pogba, he's created for himself another big problem, because when you have world-class players who are not playing for your team, then you definitely start having issues. Already, I've seen the French coach Didier Deschamps has already said that Pogba is not happy at United because he's not getting enough play time and he's being played out of position. I think Ole still needs to get that perfect position for him, and not for him only, but also for the team. Uh, Martial has been off form. He's back, yes, but you can see that he needs game time. And I really don't know what Ole needs to see to give Cavani a start. I was expecting that Cavani would start this game because we needed a strong attack. But I can't complain about the result. I can't complain about the performance. It was a performance where players came in to prove their doubters wrong. Man of the match for me was Bruno Fernandes. Just when everyone had started questioning and asking what has happened to Bruno, he shows up and tells you that I'm back. And And what about the performance from Harry Maguire? Harry Maguire was immense in that game. The last goal came from a tackle he made, clean tackle he made in the box, which let free Bruno, and then Bruno unselfishly squared it to Cavani, and Cavani does not waste chances like those. So we've been crying for a finisher. I think in Cavani we have a finisher. The question or the big issue is how can we keep him fit, and can we fit him in the team to play? But for me, if you ask me, Ole needs to work on that diamond with the midfield, especially. I need to see Pogba play much further forward. I need to see Bruno play. Um, start playing two defensive midfielders works against an Everton's team because they also have two defensive midfielders. But when you go play small teams, I hope he can have the courage to allow people, like Gidi was saying earlier, to express themselves. Because Paul Pogba thrives when you ask him to express himself. Anthony Martial thrives when you ask him to express himself. Bruno Fernandes thrives when you ask him to express himself. So I think I am not getting carried away by the Ole in brigade. I still don't believe he's the right person. He's the right manager for Manchester United. I believe there is a manager current players we have. So good result. Everton are beginning to look a bit shaky. The impact that one or two players, have on such a team is immense. You've seen when Richarlison is not playing and when James Rodriguez is not playing that Everton are struggling. And that, for me, is a big problem with Everton. That, for me, is the big problem with clubs like Aston Villa. Squad depth is not there. If you have a definite first 11, and once you take any single person out of that first 11, then you struggle. I think Ancelotti picked a bad game to experiment and try get Holgate some fitness. Yerry Mina has played all the games this season, and he's done very well. So I felt it was quite unfair for him to be benched for Holgate, who for all intents and purposes was just was just a joyrider in that team. So I think we are yet to see the best from United, and we're definitely yet to see the best from Everton.